Hello, hello, and welcome back to my stream. It is I, your humble host and narrator, Sketchy. We'll be streaming Chapter 9 to the finishing line in Reverse 1999 for today. And probably we'll be starting the side stories for that chapter. From what I recall, there's a sub-story for Aleph and Recoleta, right? Right, the first one is Recoletta's and the second one is Aleph's. Honestly, I'm more interested in backstory for Aleph and what the hell his deal was. Because Recoleta is... Yeah, Recoleta is. That's the most flattering thing I can say about her. As a character, she's kind of flat. No pun intended. Just, there's not much interesting about her. She's a writer, okay? She's consumed by her work. But beside that, there's no nuance to her character, if I'm to be completely honest, compared to other characters that we've met during our previous chapters. And unfortunately, this entire chapter was revolving around her. So, despite being intriguing in theory, the chapter itself, it fell a little bit flat for me. But enough of the premature review. Let's get back to the main story of it. We are at part 17. I'm not entirely sure how many parts does this chapter even have. Let me check. It has... Oh! The 17 is the last part, supposedly. So, after that, we'll be jumping right into the side story. Okay. Ghosts of the Past. Well, that makes sense, considering that we've practically resolved everything during the previous part. On an unknown... Oh, Jesus, they are not letting me read that in peace. So, 1 second. Ah, there's a pause. On an unknown night, the wind carries the cold desolation of the desert. In the cottage with a blue roof, a girl dreams of a circular prison. Then she wakes.
Qué sueño más extraño.
What a bizarre dream.
El sabor de la realidad, tan amargo y triste.
It's an interesting outfit that she is wearing there. Like a... 18th century soldier, kind of? Maybe 19th century? I'm not entirely sure, but in this general time frame. The taste of reality is so bitter and sad.
Pero lleno de pensamiento dialéctico. Tal vez la gente del panóptico reflejaba mis pensamientos internos.
But full of dialectical thinking. Maybe the people of the panopticon were reflecting my inner thoughts. She looks around, surveying the cobwebbed corners where stacks of manuscripts have piled up to the ceiling and over empty ink bottles collecting the dust.
Ah, entonces realmente soy un personaje en la novela.
Ah, so I really am a character in a novel. So she's self-aware now?
La misteriosa cabaña con el techo azul fue mi hogar todo el tiempo. Entonces, los rumores que los fantasmas propagaron eran realmente eso. Rumores.
Huh. So, The mysterious cottage with the blue roof was my home all along. Then the rumors the ghost spread were indeed just that, rumors. So technically, she's a reverse Mary Sue, the character that wrote herself to be the author. Okay. That's kind of novel. The young writer steps out of her home and into the streets of familiar yet foreign desert town. Countless nameless characters and ghosts arrive upon hearing the news, filling the roads and skies.
Bienvenida de nuevo a Amalfitano, querida escritora.
Welcome back to Amalfitano, dear writer.
Gracias, querido ícono del capitalismo. Pero, ¿no desgarré esta novela en pedazos?
Thank you, dear icon of capitalism. But didn't I tear this novel to pieces? A woman wearing a peculiar hat steps forward.
Verás, Amalfitano es una dimensión más allá de la vida y la muerte.
Huh? You see, Amalfitano is a dimension beyond life and death.
Este pueblo es un reflejo de tus pensamientos internos. Es incorpóreo. No puedes desgarrar algo incorpóreo en pedazos.
This town is a reflection of your inner thoughts. It's incorporeal. You can't tear something incorporeal into pieces. So why did it affect her being a person in reality, then?
La literatura es infinita y atemporal, como un río que fluye a través de la vida y la muerte.
Literature is endless and timeless, like a river flowing across life and death.
No me extraña que seas mi personaje favorito. Nunca dejas de iluminarme.
No wonder you're my favorite character. You never cease to enlighten me.
Desafortunadamente, la literatura es una vocación peligrosa e inútil. Nadie entiende realmente, ni siquiera recuerda tu trabajo.
Unfortunately, literature is a dangerous and futile calling. Nobody truly understands or ever remembers your work.
¿Recuerdas el dicho? Los únicos verdaderamente muertos son aquellos que han sido olvidados.
Do you remember the saying? The only truly dead are those who have been forgotten.
Recoleta, desaparecerás para siempre si dejas a Amalfitano otra vez. Será como si nunca hubieras existido.
Ha, Recoleta, you'll disappear for good if you leave Amalfitano again. It will be like you never existed. So what, now she's trapped in her own story for forever? It sounds like a special kind of hell.
Siempre he admirado tu pensamiento crítico, señor. Encaja perfectamente con tu rol.
I've always admired your critical thinking, sir. It fits your role perfectly. Rough hands grasp the writer's palm, feeling the lines etched into her skin.
Todo estará bien, Recoleta.
Everything will be alright, Recoleta.
Lo que sea que haya pasado, ahora has regresado. Eso es lo que importa.
Whatever happened, you've returned now. That's what matters.
El dado de Babilonia rodará de nuevo. Y cada uno de nosotros obtendrá nuestros finales.
The die of Babylon will roll again, and each of us will get our endings. The crowd erupts in cheers.
Así es. Resuelve el asesinato en el bar y pon mi alma en paz.
That's right, solve the murder at the bar, put my soul at rest.
Libera al pueblo de la locura infligida por el antiguo espíritu.
Free the village from the madness inflicted by the ancient spirits.
Arregla la aleatoriedad del dado de Babilonia y aplana la frecuencia catastrófica.
Fix the randomness of the die of Babylon and flatten the calamitous frequency. Roll the die one last time, Recoleta. The young writer takes a step forward. Everyone, the living and the ghosts, watches expectantly.
Entonces, El final que he estado buscando es el que el otro yo no pudo darme. El yo que se lanzó de cabeza a la lucha contra un poder invencible. El yo que finalmente dejó esta tierra. Después de todo este tiempo, finalmente he encontrado mi final.
So the ending I've been searching for is the one the other me was unable to give me. The me that plunged headfirst into struggle against an undefeatable power. The me who ultimately left this land. After all this time, I finally found my ending. She grasps the gleaming die of Babylon.
Solo un lanzamiento más y todo habrá terminado.
Just one more roll and it will all be over.
Mi historia, mi pueblo, todo finalmente llegará a su fin.
My story, my town, everything will finally come to an end.
Pero el sueño sobre el panóptico también terminará, ¿verdad?
But the dream about the Panopticon, it will end as well, won't it? She stops.
Oh, cariño, es solo un sueño.
Oh, sweetheart, it's just a dream.
Ah, no me digas que estás abandonando tu búsqueda de toda la vida por un miserable sueño.
Ah, don't tell me you're abandoning your lifelong pursuit for a measly dream.
Este sueño es cruel. Nadie entiende esta gran novela ahí ni este pueblo asombroso.
The dream is cruel. No one understands this great novel there or this amazing town.
Pero aquí, eres una verdadera escritora. Este es tu hogar, Recoleta.
But here you are a true writer. This is your home, Recoleta.
Pero ya extraño a mis amigos en ese sueño. Existe, así como este lugar existe.
But I already miss my friends in that dream. It exists, just like this place does.
Pero nosotros también somos tus amigos, Recoleta.
But we are your friends too, Recoleta.
Podrías desaparecer si dejas a Malfitano. ¿Estás segura de que quieres irte?
You might disappear forever if you leave Amalfitano. Are you sure you want to leave? The young writer puts down the die in her hand. The die that signifies the end of everything vanishes into the sandy wind.
¿Sabéis cómo soy, queridos amigos? He pasado mi vida emprendiendo aventuras tontas y no recompensadas.
You know what I'm like, my dear friends. I've spent my life embarking on foolish, unrewarded adventures.
Así soy yo, ¿verdad?
That's just who I am, isn't it?
Amalfitano es, en efecto, un lugar ideal. Un lugar para vagar, para un viaje corto y para perderse un rato.
Amalfitano is indeed an ideal place. A place for wandering, for a short trip. And for losing oneself for a while.
Y tiene ustedes, mis amigos ficticios, a quienes quiero tanto.
And it has you, my fictional friends, who I love so dearly.
Pero debo regresar a mi sueño y ver a mis amigos ahí. Ellos son igual de importantes para mí.
But I must return to my dream and see my friends there. They're just as important to me. So, she perceives reality as fiction, effectively, as her imagination, as her dream. As they hear her words, the ghosts of the town smile with relief.
Sí, tienes razón, Recoleta.
Yes, you're right, Recoleta.
No se puede negar que eres un alma noble y apasionada. Cada uno de nosotros lo sabe.
There's no denying that you are a noble and passionate soul. Every one of us knows it.
También eres nuestra querida amiga. ¿por qué te detendremos de hacer lo que realmente deseas?
You're our dear friend, too. Why would we stop you from doing what you truly want? Everyone makes way for her as a path into the boundless void unfolds.
Te deseamos lo mejor, Recoleta.
We wish you the very best, Recoleta. So what, is she going to write herself into existence again?
Buenas noches, querida. Que tu sueño sea dulce esta vez.
Good night, my dear. May your dream be a sweet one this time.
Gracias a todos, mis amigos. Nunca los olvidaré.
Thank you all, my friends. I'll never forget you. The girl wipes the tears from her eyes and steps into the looming darkness. All is silent as she enters the barren land. There is only the faint sound of footsteps echoing against a vast and empty darkness.
I've read your work, Señorita Recoleta. To be frank, it lacks both depth and breadth. This town of yours is still far from reflecting the complexity of society, and the narrative lacks a discerning perspective. It still needs some work if you want it to truly resonate with our audience. Just go for it, Señorita. You're at a perfect age to explore, experience, and learn.
Time wheels, and at last the girl feels her existence again within the void. She reclaims her voice.
What's happening to me?
A thousand... Sorry. A thousand or perhaps countless faces emerge before her again.
Ah, of course. The rise and fall of sanity is my story. So, even though the novel's been destroyed, the story, and myself along with it, lives on in the minds of those who read it. Thank you for your feedback, editor. Even here in this great expanse of darkness, I can still hear your words. You have my gratitude. Thank you for reading my novel, even if you didn't understand it, and likely never will.
She navigates a labyrinth of words and an endless expanse of mirrored waters. The darkness surging towards her like a rush of waves on a dark night, making her presence feel heavier.
Honestly, I find your story totally fascinating, but I'm still struggling to understand the connections between all these nameless characters. Couldn't you make it clearer? Like a movie?
Typical. Trust a writer to try to be all obscure and mysterious.
Yeah, being too mysterious as a writer can backfire. People will lose interest.
Maria, Pancho, you guys are the best traveling pals I've ever had. Our paths may diverge in the future, but the joyful memories of our journey across grasslands, snowfields, and deserts together will remain forever.
It's been great coming along with you. You're totally one of a kind. We'll be waiting for you at my aunt's vineyard. A little sun after a hard day's work will do you good.
The passionate companions wave to her, never looking back as they continue forward. The girl's steps are no longer weightless. With every step she takes, they feel heavier and more real. She lingers inside the infinite mask in the mirror, the boundless universe filling her with both confusion and illusion. Huh? She lingers inside the infinite mask in the mirror. I mean, I understand the words, but I don't understand the meaning.
There is ambition in her writing. It's passionate and poetic, fractured and chaotic. But when viewed as a whole, her work feels like little more than a superficial illusion. It lacks the depth to truly touch the soul.
Everyone is talking shit about her writing, apparently.
I will refrain from offering further comments until she stops romanticizing her childish adventures. To put it bluntly, her phraseology feels overly deliberate to the point of distortion. Her verbiage is like a collection of vague sentiment bubbles.
I see, Aleph. Then this is how you really feel about my novel?
1,000 readers will interpret a story 1,000 different ways. Some believe the text itself is dead, and it is the reader who gives it life.
That's one way to put
The
it.
truth cannot be fully conveyed through words alone. That said, I think the rise and fall of sanity is a good story.
Her heart skips a beat. Within this paradise that harbors the boundless histories and mysteries of humanity,
So the Eternal Paradise is a library of sorts. Just like I always imagined. Or
finally finds
is this
mirror and
just
shows her
another
reality
reflection of my
as
inner
it truly
thoughts?
is.
I like it here. It's nice being surrounded by literature. But it's time to go back. Back to reality. You're right about literature, Doorside Beggar. It is a dangerous and futile calling, but I still believe in it.
Come to think of it, I suppose that it's supposed to be symbolic that she could never finish her story because she was part of it. She could never see outside from an outside perspective her own role in it. She could never truly make it anything more than what a participant could, because she didn't see the big picture of it. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. Because in the end, she was basically just an incomplete part of it. She was just a character in the story. So she couldn't complete the story either. You're right about literature, Doorside Beggar. It is a dangerous and futile calling, but I still believe in it. The investigators from the Foundation breathe a sigh of relief together. Recoletta's reappearance is as sudden as her disappearance. Sonetto hasn't even had time to wipe the tears from the corners of her eyes.
Recoletta, you're back!
Yep, your imaginary friend is back.
I'm so glad to see you're safe. And I'm so glad to see you two worried sick about me. Thanks, mis mejores amigas Sonetto y Burton.
The reborn writer turns to the prisoner sitting dejectedly nearby.
See, Aleph? I still exist.
That you do.
Amalfitano is gone. It's all over.
Well, technically she can write it again.
You're simply a wandering ghost now, never to return home again. You may still exist, but Amalfitano will never get its ending. You've nullified its existence, rendering all of this meaningless.
Well, not really. She still remembers it. She still can write the story anew.
I'm sorry I couldn't answer your question. I've failed once again.
I don't think there was any one correct answer to that question. What the ending should have been. His die falls to the ground. Once used to construct a beautiful dream, now whatever magic it held has dissipated. Ah, okay. Convenient.
Amalfitano and the Panopticon were two parts of a whole. With Amalfitano gone, Komala no longer has any reason to exist.
Doesn't it though? It contains dangerous and crazed arcanists.
I'm sorry, Aleph. You, who know all the mysteries of the world, who seek answers to every question, have lost yourself in the process.
Yep, he lost the plot, basically.
You can answer everyone else's questions, but never your own.
I know that feeling.
Who's the person behind that mask? Is he real? Does he still exist?
Oh, hey there, Hellgate. Welcome to the stream.
Who am I?
I'm just finishing the last part of chapter 9 in reverse, currently. All the plots are resolving themselves. The weighty ending to the story leaves the prisoner, still trapped in a blurred illusion, exhausted. Komala prison groans like an aging water wheel struggling under its own weight, distorting, fading, and collapsing into the currents of his mind.
Stay vigilant, everyone. This is just like when the idealist and the physician had their meltdown. Only this time, it seems even worse.
So what, is this whole place going to fall apart?
I think Aleph is trying to tear down the Panopticon.
It seems that way, but what is going to happen to its residents, though? I'ma do stuff in Enfield today. I got a lot of time today as I ended work early. Good for you. Honestly, there's so much content in 1.4 that there's probably a lot of things that you could be doing in it. I'm barely finishing the content myself. I think I'll be done this weekend with most quests. Arknights and work fields. Right, the factory never ends. That's correct. Okay, where were we? I think Aleph is trying to tear down the Panopticon. Right. Yes, the factory must grow. And it will. Also, good luck with your Lino pools. Beyond the crumbling walls, a shivering figure is faintly visible. He grips a gun tightly, the black barrel shaking in his hands. Is aimed at the people in the room.
Freeze! Stay where you are. All of
Who
you.
is that? Huh. That's a weird cliffhanger. Wait, there is part 18. I was lied to. Supposedly there was only 17 parts, but apparently not. I stand corrected. Did we miss any of those bits? Yes, we did. Let's look into them. You really need to turn off the caps lock thing? Well, you see, the problem with that is that it's useful at times, especially when spammers arrive and spam bots, because it's more frequent than you think. So I can either turn it off and have problems with spammers, or leave it on and have issues with some messages getting deleted. So it's in either direction the solution is not perfect. It's the sad reality of Twitch. Unfortunately. I wish there was a better way. I guess I'll have to fiddle around with the filter a little bit to make it less sensitive. But I'm not an expert in it, to be completely honest. I'm using a predefined solution for it that I barely understand, and modifying it is kind of tricky. I wish I had help with it, but I don't know anyone who could adjust it for me, because that would be ideal. And I'm scared that if I fiddle too much with it, I'll break it. Can't you whitelist your regular chatters? Yes and no, because there is no permanent whitelist in this bot, as I can tell, as far as I can tell. There are temporary whitelists that I can manage, but they are not remembering the choices in between streams. What can I do? Yeah, there is not much that I can do, really. Really, the only way to avoid the system completely is becoming a mod. And I'm rather skittish on modding anyone yet. So I'll have to figure out something eventually. For now, I think the best thing you can do is not use all caps. Because that's the only thing that really trips the bot for now. When I figure out something for it, I'll let you know. I'll let everyone know, honestly. Okay. So, what is this? A tattered invitation. A serpent brings an apple, but I already possess the wisdom. Open the letter. Yep, the bot is sensitive and hates yelling. That's correct. Unfortunately. A tattered invitation. Dear Mr. Aleph, the National Foucault Studies Association extends a formal invitation for you to join our organization. Our mission is to guide society and the world towards a more structured and enlightened future. We believe your exceptional abilities will be instrumental in achieving this vision. We eagerly await your response. Sincerely, Jose Tartuffe, Komala Prison, Ushuaia. Okay. So Aleph was personally invited into the prison to lead it, in a sense, I suppose. Draft of a strange incantation. The greatest arcane skills demand thorough preparation. Every list is the crystallization of countless insights. Check entry. Draft of a strange incantation, right. Regarding the blurred by water stains ritual, a large number of arcanists, this should be an easily achievable goal for Manus Vindictae. Young people capable of lifting bricks and setting sail are plentiful. Devotion remains the best catalyst. Huh. Roar Lion's Tail, Sacred Scarab Wings, Nucateo Shell. Oh, so the shells gathered during the last evenings on Earth were part of our ritual? Okay. When combined with the Fountain of Immortality, what now? Seems likely that Manus Vindictae aims to achieve something extraordinary. Don't they ever? Given the shell's properties, it can withstand an immense amount of energy, ensuring the ritual's success. This is indeed an incantation requiring considerable meticulous preparation. 3. The location. Blurred by water stains. remains an excellent choice, but for the ritual itself, timing is of paramount importance. The time referred to here is not our traditional understanding, but time itself? Ah. So was this whole debacle in the prison part of a bigger ritual then? That's what I'm getting from this? Apparently I didn't apply 120 FPS in Enfield, I was playing in 60. Oh, fair enough. That happens at times. But honestly, 60 should be fine in Enfield. I don't think that 120 would make a big difference even in that game in particular. It's fairly slow in motion, all things considered, compared to games like Wuthering Waves or such. So even 60 FPS should be fairly smooth. Okay, what else is there? Ah. Okay. An unseen letter. Someone has already opened it, perhaps the lady or perhaps the sender themselves. 120 FPS makes a big difference in Arknights at least, but my Arknights is the tower defense one. Huh, I've heard that certain issues with frames affect the original Arknights in certain ways, because the attacks themselves are tied somehow to the animation loops, from what I've heard. So issues with FPS in Arknights, ironically, are worse than in Enfield. So there's that. Okay, open the envelope. Dear Miss Recoleta, I have completed reading the 6th edition of the Rise and Fall of Sanity, which you enclosed with your letter dated February 8th, 1991. Okay, so we are still in the 90s. Below are some of my personal insights and suggestions for the story's direction. I believe we are nearing the conclusion, and I sincerely hope you never lose your passion for writing. Additionally, regarding the character of the Blind Weaver, the letter remains unfinished, as it appears the correspondent encountered an unforeseen interruption. Ah. So she never received that letter then? From Jill Steele, they do. Mostly the autoplay can get fucky if you eat frames. Yeah, I've heard about that. Also, I've heard that certain outfits change how attacks work because of that. Because of how attacks are tied to the frames. Because outfits can change how the frame animations work. So, despite being purely cosmetic, they can fuck up your performance in-game. That's why you don't tie your mechanics to the animations in 2D games. That's a bad idea. They should seriously rework that sometime in the future. It's something that Flash animators learn early on, back in the 2 decades ago, honestly. I'm surprised that people are still making mistakes like that nowadays. Not very related, but it reminds me of a dupe in Arknights screwing up high challenge content back in the day. That's happening in more games than you would expect. There is an issue in Nikkei, Goddess of Victory, where getting your character upgraded past a certain point in like 2 cases can make them worse, literally. Because their mechanics change in a way that's unfavorable to the current meta. So unforeseen consequences of upgrading. Because of a character got an attack speed buff with copies, and clearly needed a very precise attack speed. Yeah, it's a similar issue as the one I've described. Basically. A very similar issue. But in Nikkei it was a matter of cooldowns, if I remember correctly. That your rotation can screw up because the cooldowns change. So in the case of a couple of characters, people don't upgrade them because of that. Okay, so we've got one more tidbit. Book fair guide. A great marketplace of ideas and knowledge. Take a look. B-section works guide. The Bluebird, Watson Cruise, Children's Literature. Editor's review. A children's book, but not just for children. Viewing the world from a different perspective reveals an entirely new reality. Box Beneath the Sky, Tadeo, Social Literature. Editor's review. A classic intellectual autobiography offering profound reflections on the nature of time. Blood Monsters, Areo, horror fiction, editor's review, undoubtedly the finest novel about vampiric creatures this century. A 300-year tale of immortality, jealousy, and humanity. So, those are the stories that were being published along what Recoleta was trying to publish in the same time. They were mentioned before. Attending author's contact information. Tadeo, Amazons, Aleph. Ah. So what? Blood Monsters Averos was Aleph's entry? It would seem. Interesting. So he wrote an horror story. Fair enough. That fits his MO, I would say. Leave the trail. Okay. One more? Where is it? I'm not seeing it. Ah, there it is. Alright. Don't know why it doesn't show up on the list. In HSR, there are characters which, if you max their traces, permanent small boost can break their use in specific content and or certain supports and or certain artifacts. Huh, that sounds like a blunder. I definitely did quit HSR because of the speed tuning LMAO. For example, the Harta has couple speed traces which take her base speed from 93 to 98. There's an artifact set which requires you to have 95 speed or less. Reminds me of certain build issues in Path of Exile, where you can screw up your execution of certain skills when you attack too fast. Because the trigger is on a certain cooldown, like, for example, 0.25 second cooldown, and if you attack at 0.24, you trigger things with a bigger delay than when you would attack slightly slower. So there's that. Okay.
Take a deep breath, soldier. The smoke's cleared now. This story, this battle, will soon come to an end. A writer has departed from her domain, leaving her creation scattered behind her, like blood-soaked bandages and fragmented skulls in the trenches. What a garbled mess.
I don't understand it at all.
Glad we're on the same page. Thank heavens my commander wasn't some kind of literature. Else I'd have been blown to bits before I could decipher their poetic orders.
You've developed a sense of humor.
Well, it's all thanks to a certain writer. The embodiment of the wandering poet and traveler from Santiago to Buenos Aires. She impressed me with her precious experience as a cafe dishwasher and campground caretaker. What really rekindled my sense of humor was her seriousness about her literary pursuits. You'd understand what I mean if you'd ever heard a cheesy joke at a comrade's graveside. Drawing strength from her wanderings and rebellious exploits, she attempted to change society, wielding the sword of literature as a revolutionary intellectual and a leader of thought.
Man, I don't know which random reverse narrator I like the more. Honestly, I like the first one the most. The female one was hit or miss, and this one is the second best, I would say. The first one had the most engaging cadence when speaking, and the most gruff voice that was fitting the narrator role, I would say.
Some would hail her as a battle angel of Latin America, with words as piercing as bullets and poems as powerful as tactical bombers.
I believe in the power of literature.
You stand firm in your beliefs, huh? Well, maybe that's a good thing. A commander has to trust their soldiers, or they'll be forced to surrender before long. Here, come closer. Let me tell you a secret. Many, if not all, people foolishly think it's the executioner who drops the guillotine blade, the powder that fires the bullet.
Well, it's the hand behind them, rather.
While they're half right, they're substantially inaccurate. Craters on the battlefield aren't the result of bombs, but a clashing of ideologies. A trigger pulled long before the powder ever ignited in the barrel.
That's another way to look at it, I suppose.
As for literature, well, it's probably best not to buy too much into the Latin American boom. Forget about the status report from earlier. That said, at least there's one thing that's certain.
Which is?
Books can bite back, and they'll leave scars.
True, technically. Alright, and this unlocks the part 18th. In Praise of Folly. Oh, it contains a fight. What are we fighting now, considering everything got resolved? Like what? Aleph is getting another fit? Do we have to kick his ass once again? This is what? A third time that we are putting him down? Gonna pour myself a drink for this one. Prisoner steps out from behind the wall, weapon held in his shaking hands. Ah, right. We've got a random passerby with a gun. True. Are we fighting him?
I was just setting up my exhibit when everything started shaking. Then I realized it wasn't just my imagination.
Right. Okay. Did he forget to take his meds? Or did he not get any this time around?
So I followed the cracks in the wall and found my way here. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but something's happening to the Panopticon, isn't it?
They had to put up a random dude 37 as a last enemy. Surprisingly, many such cases. I've seen that being the case in like 3 games now, where the final boss was some dude introduced at the very end of the game. Good example would be what's the name? Evil Within 2, right, where the last boss is a person introduced at the very end of the story, effectively. His panicked hands shift the gun towards Aleph, who has collapsed on his side.
Are you the physician? Or is it
The answer is yes.
Whoever you are, please restore the Panopticon to the way it was.
Well,
I'm begging you.
That can be difficult, my dude.
You can do that, right?
I don't think he can. Not anymore, with the dice gone. The mind that once created infinity now watches as it folds back into nothing before him.
Why? Why aren't you doing anything, damn it? Why is this happening?
Well, because he fumbled. That's why.
Oh, the die. If you won't help me, then I'll do it myself.
It's gotta end. The D&D session has to end at some point. No, it doesn't. We are going to play till the morning. The prisoner, in desperation, lunges forward.
Calm down, Garcia.
The LARP will be endless. Okay, so we are fighting Garcia, apparently. Garcia, the other self. He really has 10 HP? What are we doing here? He has no attacks. Takes no damage on the first round, okay. Sure, why not? Let's switch around.
Oh, I got it now.
Is he going to bonk us with a newspaper? Okay, so this will be an wasted ultimate if he's immune now. But why not? Let's blast him. Anyway.
Activating autopolymer circulation.
A huge nuke that will do nothing. Where's his gun though? In the newspaper. He's using it as a silencer apparently. Okay. Can we hurt him now? Okay. So, like this, like that. And this. This should explode him.
This combat will be recorded.
What was the point of this?
Analysis and optimization.
Honestly, this was the most pointless fight that we've encountered to date. Why?
Timekeeper, he's
what? Honestly, this was the coughing baby versus atomic bomb. Garcia, weakened by his long confinement, is easily knocked to the ground. No kidding. Unable to withstand even the lightest touch of arcane skill.
Why? Why is this happening to me? I was so close to completing the exhibition.
Can't you see, Garcia? There's no one controlling this place now. You're free. It isn't the die that's trapped you, nor is it the walls of this prison. It's the rules and that overpowering gaze from the central tower. But now that's all gone. You can go outside. You can set up your exhibit anywhere you want. No need to stay stuck in this.
Looking back on all that he has lost, the artist cuts her off.
No, Señorita Recoleta. You've seen the world out there. You know as well as I that there's nowhere else I can go but here. This is the only place in the world where I can hold my exhibit. And you've ruined it. You've ruined everything.
Huh. That's a weird perspective on things.
This room's about to collapse. We've got to leave. Mr. Garcia, do you need a hand?
I think he needs a... therapy, if nothing else.
I can take care of myself, thank you.
can you now?
I'll go a different way. I have to go back and finish setting up my exhibit.
He drags himself forward with trudging steps, retracing his path to leave.
Burton, what about Aleph? We can't just leave him here.
Oh right, Aleph is still reading on the ground.
Of course not. We still have questions he needs to answer. Sinetto, help me get him up. Let's get out of here.
Yes, Timekeeper.
The dejected prisoner looks at Sonetto with confusion.
Your words are always at odds with your thoughts. You carry an ocean of questions, yet never reveal even a single drop of them. Why have you never shared your doubts? Why do you stay silent in the face of everything and everyone around you?
It's called inside thoughts.
I believe in my duty.
The prisoner shifts his gaze to the other Foundation investigator.
As for you, paracausality researcher, you're different from any other seeker of answers. Even on a desperate, near-hopeless journey, your heart holds little doubt.
Perhaps not every question needs an answer, Mr. Aleph.
Is that so?
The prisoner, so used to answering others' questions, seems to have run into one of his own. But unfortunately, no one is here to answer it. Now that I think of it, Aleph was basically the ChatGPT for everyone. That kind of sad existence, to be honest.
Look, it's sinking. Corpses float on the planks, and the fleeing prisoners are swimming toward the shore. Time to abandon ship.
What ship?
One that was exiled to a desolate corner of the ocean by the resplendent civilized world.
So an allegory for the prison then. Gotcha.
It's both a prison and a sanitarium. Are any of your friends aboard? If so, you might find the following report a little offensive. Dregs of society. Human scum. These are the terms used to describe its eccentric passengers. To be fair, they do lack discipline and independence. But that may well be a response to the heavy pain they've endured. Some theorists suggest that they're innocent victims, trapped in the confines between rationality and irrationality, defined and redefined by historians as they please. But let's ditch the theories and simplify things. The moment the shackled called madness was fastened around their necks, whether they were truly mentally ill or not, their lives were forever scarred. And now, the mad passengers are storming the shore.
Don't know what the answer should be for this one. But I'm of the thought that despite being a victim is still capable of being an oppressor for others. So, if someone is insane and a danger to society, they have to be contained. They are spreading the disease.
But one can gain immunity through controlled infection. The disease can become its own vaccine. Just be aware of the ignorant commander who defies a wandering lunatic in pursuit of a little knowledge. Let's dig deeper. Scavenge through the messy battlefield for dog tags. Were these people born mad? After watching the inhabitants of this earth tear each other apart in one war after another, I've concluded this. Only knowledge drives people to madness. Ignorance does not.
I do not agree, actually.
Madness is a side effect of the sedative that is knowledge. As long as those on land continue to consume it, this ship will never be short on recruits. This is a war between madness and civilization. Both sides have leveled accusations, spilled blood, and pummeled each other. And soon, everyone will have leapt into the trenches and been beaten to a bloody pulp. Only a few can escape this fate.
Like who?
Check your 6.
Huh?
The one leaning against the sunken ship, showing no signs of struggle or sorrow. Garcia.
I would say that pulling a gun on us is a sign of struggle or sorrow.
The seawater has flooded his windpipe and reddened his eyes. Yet there he is, staring blankly at the shore. He's in his home base. He holds no hope for forgiveness from his enemies. Not in the slightest. He's a one-man army, fighting only for himself. Alone. Now, do a 360 and look again. He's been utterly defeated.
I know, I was there. Okay. Part 19, Aspect of Madness. What is this about? Chapters are slowly getting longer and longer.
Dear Erd, why are you so interested in the Panopticon of Kamala? Dear Mr. Aleph, whether as a doctor or a writer, I simply cannot turn a blind eye to the friction around me.
Especially the discord and injustice I have witnessed here in Kamala. So, I would ask of you a question. Is there any way to resolve the endless conflicts in this place?
To put an end to this, a true ending is required.
Such as what exactly?
Your arrival has made it possible for this simulation to have an ending, or rather, a victory.
And what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by victory? I'd appreciate it if you could clarify in simple terms. If this victory comes at the cost of any inmate's life, I'm afraid I cannot accept it.
Unfortunately, dear Doris, I don't think Aleph is compatible with the words simple terms.
I also have another question for you. If I leave, will the stories and conflicts here come to an end?
Miss Grace of Manus Vindicte will grant you passage. But in any case, the cycle of history will continue to repeat itself in this prison, and in the entire world. The sins of humankind will not cease until veins turn to wires, flesh and bone to geometric shapes, and the world around us twists in the colors of an oil painting.
I must say, your words have left me rather baffled. Fragments of the events you describe often appear in my dreams. Could it be that these things really happened?
Yep, we were there. Technically. The storm syndrome.
If that's the case, why can't I recall the details? Why am I left with only disconnected pieces?
That's what we are trying to figure out. You seem to be jumping around in time. Because you appear in different eras.
The madness in Kamala. These bizarre dreams. I must put an end to them. What have I forgotten? Has someone or something altered my memory? I can't shake the feeling that something crucial to me has been lost in the river of time. Some kind of duty, perhaps. What should I do? How can I recapture what I have lost?
I won't answer a question that already has an answer. One given to you by the person who escorted you here and made you a promise. You're so close to the place where the truth lies. Think carefully. Why are you here?
Why is she here? Why did Manus Vindicte drop her off in this prison,
These
honestly?
letters we found have answered a great deal. But there's still something that isn't clear.
Several things, in fact.
Mr. Aleph, what exactly did the Manus promise Dr. Dorez?
An era. A chance for her to remember her duty.
Thank you for this vague post, Aleph. I still have no idea what you're talking about.
An era? You helped her leave the Panopticon in the end. Where did she go?
Momentarily roused from his dream, the prisoner looks blankly for a moment before his gaze drifts back to the distant illusion.
Southward.
Thank you for another vague post.
There, on the No Man's continent, Manus Vindicte is preparing to recreate the parable of the past and future. A glorious past and a glimmering future belonging to Arcanus.
The next verse, same as the last one.
Dr. Dorez is deeply connected to this particular parable.
What exactly are the Manus planning to do in Antarctica? And why would Dr. Dorez go there voluntarily?
Aleph makes it really easy to understand why Recoleta met him for like 15 minutes and then decided to story entered. Vague posted into non-existence. The information revealed stirs unease in the hearts of the investigators from the Foundation.
Mr. Aleph, when did Dr. Dorez depart?
I think Aleph would find himself right at home in the organization from Wuthering Waves. What was its name? The vague posters? It was Fraxidus, right. He would find himself right at home at Fraxidus. It's nothing but vague posters there.
It was a day when both the clouds and sun were visible.
A day when both the clouds and sun were visible. Could you be more specific?
Pacific? You mean the time of day?
His mind long ago lost any sense of time, a necessary exchange to make room for an infinite cosmos of worlds. Words, excuse me. He once again finds himself without an answer.
When both clouds and the sun were visible. Hey, Vertin, I think I know.
I think that putting Aleph and Cristoforo from Wuwa in a single room would collapse reality, because they would vague post it into non-existence.
It was 3 days ago. Then Dr. Dorez wasn't going to Comala on the day I met her. She was leaving. She was headed to Antarctica.
Oh, then why did you think that she was going into the prison?
It was cloudy that afternoon, with a brief spell of sunshine, just like Aleph described.
Okay.
Then it hasn't been long since she left. Excellent news.
3 days. If we set off immediately, we might still catch up to her.
So what, chapter 10 is going to take place in Antarctica? For real?
But, based on the intel we gathered in Ushuaia, Manus Vindicte bombed the entire port 3 days ago.
Well, that sounds like a problem. Fortunately, we do have a boat and a captain.
Clearly, they wanted to prevent any interference from the Foundation. It's unlikely we'll find any functioning ships there.
Say the word. Regulus. Say it 3 times and she will appear. With her boat.
I'll report the situation to the Buenos Aires branch. Timekeeper, I'm afraid we'll have to find another way to get there.
The real excellent news is that we can finally leave Argentina. Amen to that, my dude.
I have a boat.
You do have a boat, really? So we are not calling Regulus? I stand corrected. A small boat gifted by Manus Vindictae. How many boats had Regulus sunk by this point? Does she even still have one? I think she sunk 2, as far as we can tell. At least in our presence, directly. And she got the 3rd one from the Foundation at this point in time somewhere, I think. I've read in some tidbit that it was approved, so she does have a boat at the time, again. And she is likely to sink it in no time flat. That's what I expect. During the past several storms, he has taken this boat, traveling to Antarctica at Manus Vindictae's invitation to evade their version. Oh, so that's how he did it.
Could you lend it to us? The situation's urgent, Mr. Aleph.
Please tell me that we are not taking him with us. Beneath a decrepit lighthouse... Decrepit? Decrepit, I think you wanted to say. A battered little boat bobs in sync with the waves. It is small and fragile. Not the kind that seems capable of braving an icy sea.
This boat will automatically take you to McMurdo Port, the landing point Manus Vindictae established by the shores of the Ross Sea.
That's convenient. Sonetto eyes the boat with skepticism, rightfully distrusting this advisor of Manus Vindictae.
This looks like Manus technology. Its arcane energy source is highly unstable.
Is it going to explode into a black goo mid-transit?
Timekeeper, I suggest we wait for support in Ushuaia.
I don't usually agree with Sonetto, but I have to admit, I don't have much confidence that a boat this small can actually make it to Antarctica.
Call Regulus, I tell you. Bring the Apple 4 here. I think it is 4 by now. Manus sinks one in chapter 0, yes, that's at the start of the game. Then sinks another going to Ned Island, yes. Her sheer aura sinks the boat in Brazil. I don't know if that one counts. Even if she wasn't present physically. Technically, she was on board, so I guess maybe the ship in Last Evening on Earth counts as her kill. There's also one in Evan's story, but I don't know if you read that one, so I won't say which. I thought that you were referring to the one in the side story, The Last Evenings on Earth, because that's the one ship where she was present on. What other ship did she sink in Brazil? You mean the one that sank in chapter 8? Yeah, she wasn't present there. So probably that's the one you were referring to? Yes, The Last Evenings on Earth was definitely her fault. Partially, at the very least. So yes, Regulus has 3 confirmed kills on ships and 4th alleged kill. By association, let's say. Regulus, the slayer of boats. Well, she is a pirate, so it checks out.
Mr. Aleph, do you know anything about Manus Vindictae's ritual? How far has it progressed?
The ritual could begin at any moment. I believe that's why they left Kamala. Upon departure, one of their members, a woman named Grace, told me they would seal off the sea.
The hell do you mean seal off the sea? It's the sea. How do you seal it off?
Are we too late?
If you wish to find Doris, you must follow the same path she took.
The distant drone of the raging waves fills the background like a repeating omen.
I see. Mr. Aleph, members of the Foundation branch will arrive soon to evaluate your condition. I hope you'll answer their questions with the same patience you showed us. Thank you.
Please tell me that we are not adopting Aleph.
Soneto, let's go.
He's not even an Arcanist, I don't think. As always, Soneto keeps any mission irrelevant queries to herself. The girls preparing to set sail turn to the younger writer beside them. Yeah, what about Recoleta? She's basically a living character from a story, so what are we going to do with her?
Thank you for your assistance too, Recoleta. Perhaps you'll consider joining the...
Thunder's crash echoes from behind them, the sound of collapsing building.
What was that? It came from the Panopticon.
I mean, he is a gadgetable character, so canonically he is in the suitcase? I'm not entirely sure if every pullable character is associated with the Foundation exactly. Do we hope he shows up again in some main chapter story? Fuck no. Correct. Hopefully he's locked up in the Foundation. In a nice padded room. Where he can vague pose to the walls. That's the hope. Okay, part 20. In the place of my ashes. So I guess we won't get to the side stories today. Looks like. Blazing flames reflect in their eyes, just like the name of this island might suggest. A winter night stands sentinel over a great conflagration as every brick of the Komala prison crumbles and falls.
With Aleph's control gone, Komala is collapsing. The inmates aren't even real criminals, are they? And they're still in there with no clue that they're no longer being watched from the central tower.
But they were crazy, weren't they? Or did he just give them medication for the kicks?
We have to go tell them. We have to get them to safety.
Yes, we should help them get out. At least until support arrives. But the Manus ritual...
The battered boat sways within their sight.
Don't worry. I'll go alone.
Huh?
You should hurry. When this is all over, I'll write to you, my dear friend.
And you'll address the letter to whom exactly and where?
During this journey together, our teamwork has been impeccable. So, you can trust me to do this. I'm not doing it just to help you or the organization you represent. I'm doing it because the inmates are my friends.
Okay, I trust you. Take care of yourself, Recoleta.
You know what? I'll have to take a short break. Sorry to do this mid-part, but unfortunately, biological needs, as they say. I'll be right back in like 10 minutes or so, max. And I'm back. Okay. Where did we left off? Right, take care of yourself, Recoleta. I don't know what she gonna do, but I hope she finds Bertin again, cause without her I have literally 1-0 mineral DPS. Harsh. Well, you should have gotten the twins then. They are the premier mineral DPS nowadays, from what I know. They are still active as a banner, so that's still an option in theory. I highly recommend them. We are getting a free support for them tomorrow-ish? Something like that. Starting with the release of the anniversary event anyway. Oh, I do have the twins, P0 though, but like, I don't know what the fuck they do. That's fair. If you want, after this wraps up, I can explain to you how they work in detail. That just remind me about it. I have them at P2, so they are fairly stronger than P0, but still the mechanics don't change. Only the output, so to speak.
But if the storm truly is imminent, as Dr. Merlin said, then, Miss Recoleta, you...
Soneto, more familiar than anyone with the Foundation's exhaustive regulations, has no ready answer. She knows that, in this era, before those Arcanists who remain ignorant of the truth, she must watch her words.
I don't quite understand what this storm is all about. But don't worry. A brand new adventure is the best thing that can happen to a writer.
Can she even be affected by the storm, considering that she's a fictional character? That's a question.
And I doubt it'll surpass the epic adventures we've shared over the past couple of days. I'm going to write everything, including the two of you, into my new novel.
I don't know if to be flattered or concerned.
Then I'd like to be the first to read this new novel, if that's alright.
Of course. Listen, I believe literature is like an endless, timeless river. So we'll meet again someday, somewhere. Probably in someone else's story. Who knows?
The storm will change her from paper book to a stone table or something. Well, that would be one way to do it. Also, wasn't there a character that's already made out of paper? I don't remember her name, but I've seen her in passing. So, maybe that's an option even. Ah, yes, Reed. You are correct on that. She takes one last look at her new friends, feeling a longing as if they had known each other for decades. Then, without a backwards glance, the girl sprints back to the burning ruins of the prison.
Mis queridos amigos.
A very not fitting soundtrack to that imagery, I would say. A very chill piece to run into a burning building into. Well, it looks like a party, if nothing else. Maybe this is fitting, what do I know? They seem to be having fun. Good song, though. Mother Effers be treating the burning like it's campsite fire pit, dancing and all. Correct. Well, it fits the Arcanist MO, if nothing else. All the visitors depart, one after another. Amid the distant echo of singing, the creator of this prison stares into the fire as it burns. The moment halts for a time, until a breathless jaguar appears at the dock's edge. Yeah, I was about to ask, what the hell happened to the jailer? Staring at the human before her with uncertainty.
Dr. Merlin, you're Dr. Merlin, right? I finally found you.
Well, yes and no.
What on earth happened in the central tower? Right after I left, the whole Panopticon started collapsing. The tower's in ruin.
Well, yes, it's ruined. It's gone. You're out of a job. Good luck.
I've been looking for you everywhere. Please, sir, come with me. It isn't safe.
That won't be necessary. The snow is still falling, yet everything in the labyrinth has already gone up in flames. Fortune, fate, karma, they're nothing but a ridiculous joke. It's over, Jaguar. You have lost your memories, your identity, your name, and now your title. You are no longer a jailer trapped in the Panopticon.
And you are unemployed. Congrats.
I don't get it, Dr. Merlin. What are you talking about?
The jailer takes a step back, her predator instinct sensing the danger in the words to come. The damage may not be physical, but it threatens to shatter what little faith she has left to hold on to. And the life she has always known. Emotional damage incoming.
I'm going back to Kamala. Order must be maintained. The prisoners mustn't be allowed to escape.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Please take care, Dr. Merlin.
And she's off. Coping mechanisms and all, I suppose. Nerves torn between panic and hesitation, the jailer at last turns towards the searing flames.
Hey, you! Don't run off like that. It's dangerous.
And a burning building is not dangerous. No one heeds her cries. One prisoner after another flees in terror, escaping the crumbling labyrinth.
In deserts, in stars, in labyrinths.
We dream on death's straw pillow.
The jailer drifts through the raging scene, unable to steer a sensible course. At last, she pins down a frail and powerless prisoner beneath her weight.
Stop! Get off me! Let me go! Are you blind? The Panopticon is falling apart!
It's you, Roberta.
The jailer recognizes the prisoner under her grip. Roberta, a kind and quiet prisoner, always well behaved, now panicked and desperate to escape. Yeah, flaming buildings do that to people. That checks out.
They are all mad! I knew it! They've been insane from the start!
And this is news to you somehow?
The whole place is burning to the ground and they still won't leave! They're still talking and talking about things that no one cares about! I can't help them! I never understood what they were talking about. The rhythms, the factions, the ideologies.
Well, weren't you part of it?
Yes, the people were nice. The idealists too, but I've had enough of this prison. I've had enough of the Panopticon.
She collapses onto the ground, sobbing.
I never should have joined these movements. It was all meaningless from the beginning. I want to leave this place. Go to Spain or France. Anywhere but here. I want to go back to Magdalena.
The Jaguar releases her grip without a backward glance. Roberta leaves. Her wanting to go to France out of her own volition is how you know that she's crazy. The jailer steps back into the circular structure she knows as her only home. Well, no prisoner X Jaguar Yuri this time, son. You know what? You can have that questionable pleasure for yourself. I'll opt out of that one. Under the night sky, she sees Komala prison glowing like a brilliant bonfire. Well, apparently the jailer can sing to an extent. 3 days ago. Right, how many days did we spend in the Panopticon?
How does literature make you feel?
We know that we've spent at least a day in there.
As though I'm a kid looking through a kaleidoscope for the first time.
Ah yes, we've seen that exchange already.
Well, maybe that's not the best way to put it. Perhaps something a little more subtle.
The young writer drowns in the vortex of words as the blind woman walks away. She walks silently towards Komala prison, arriving at the dock hidden between cliffs and reefs. There, the prisoner who answers all questions awaits her arrival.
A ship sailing to an unfamiliar land. A parable of the past and future. An era that once existed and is yet to come.
I'm guessing that Doris got shipped off to Antarctica as well.
Is this the answer you've provided, Mr. Arlef?
No, Erd. You will have to find this answer yourself. No one can help you with this. No one.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Arlef. I will remember what you've told me.
I will treasure this vague post. So the Platonic year. Wheels out the new right and wrong. Wheels in the old instead. All men are dancers and their tread goes to the valorous clangor of a gong. WB Yeats, the 1919. There's Earth, catch her! Quick, Vertin! Throw the suitcase like a Pokeball. Okay, so this is the end. A secret meeting. In 1991, information moved at lightning speed thanks to technological advancement. I know, I was there. Evase drop. Santos, he's alive. That's news. Why are you here? The Admiral sent me to deliver the latest updates. Ah, I think Igor has misunderstood something. Just because we are both here doesn't mean the Apostles, Brotherhood and Xeno are obliged to work together. Aren't they though? Mr. Santos, you know the preacher said it before. Each and every one of us is their subject. Why don't you just tell me what Igor really sent you here for? Xeno's intelligence officers intercepted a message from the Foundation's Buenos Aires branch. How typical of Xeno to do something like that. The message states that the fleet from the Foundation, including a battleship and a destroyer, has departed from the north and is heading south. So you're telling me these grey and white checkers are actually sending a fleet? The General wants you to speed up the transport of personnel and supplies, and to weaken the manpower of Foundation's Buenos Aires branch as much as possible. Let me make this perfectly clear. I do not answer to him. What a tsundere he is. But for the preacher and for them, I will fulfill my duty. A tsundere, indeed. Tell your admiral that he doesn't need to worry about anything else. We'll prepare a proper welcome for the Foundation's feeble little fleet. Understood. End of dialogue. Okay. Is this it? Oh, there's something more left here. A journey to and fro. There's a passage here. It's auto unknown. Listen within. I returned once more to Komala prison. To me, this massive cage is no longer an inescapable labyrinth. When I left, the lady from Manus Vindictae did not stop me, yet I could still feel her gaze, so sorrowful, so blurred, so cold, never once shifting away from me. On the streets of Ushuaia, a young girl pointed me back towards the prison. That severed thread tugged at my heart, and I knew with certainty that my mission lay here. If I were placed before fate, my life and death would seemingly follow a predetermined path to its destined end. And as I walked this path, I must carry not even a shred of hesitation. It is time to speak with Aleph, the one who answers all questions. Anything else? Nope, we are clear. So, we've done the whole main story of chapter 9. What's left now is the side story, right? Side story 1 and side story 2 for Recoleta and Aleph. I'm not entirely sure if we should start with the first one or the second one, but I guess we'll start with Recoleta next time. For now, this will be it for today. We'll be starting Recoleta's story on Friday, right? I don't know if we can finish it in one go, probably not. So Friday and Monday it will be Recoleta's story, and Wednesday and next Friday will be Aleph. Most likely. Usually it takes me 2 streams to finish one side story, so I expect the same here. So, for now, thanks for watching, if you did. We'll be wrapping up Reverse 1999 for today. I'll be taking my scheduled 1 hour break. And we'll be back with Cyberpunk 2077 stream afterwards. So if you missed anything from the stream, I recommend going to my YouTube channel, which is linked in the description in my Twitch channel. Also, you can use the chat command of !YouTube to get the link directly. That's where my VODs are available permanently. And the schedule for Friday and the upcoming week are available on my Discord server, which is linked in the description on both channels, on YouTube and on Twitch. And you can use the !Discord command to get the link directly. Thank you for watching and see you around in an hour. Ciao!